We all know David Browning as the Mayberry Deputy or as Ebenezer Scrooge during the Christmas season, but this morning, David, along with Dean Barr from the Gallery at Barr Photographics in Abingdon, are here to preview David Browning's work as an accomplished artist during an exhibition entitled Experiential Improvisations.
You got it right.
Yes.
Drum roll, man.
Drum roll from the kitchen over there.
I'm telling you, that 4 years in the 5th grade helped you,
It
buddy.
worked out, didn't it? It really did. But you took up the brush in 2016.
Well, I told somebody in one of my performances, I said I started painting in 2016.
Right.
And I've already finished one whole room.
It sounds like me painting. It really does. Dean, how excited are you to have this gentleman and his work with you?
It's a joyous second.
Yeah, I think he's still in shock.
Actually, it's actually amazing.
Actually, a few months ago, I stopped by Dean's shop, and I had met him here on Daytime, he and his wife. And he said, "You're painting, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, why don't you do a show?" And that's how it started.
Yep. Come on by, let me see some stuff.
Yeah. So
he brought some work in, and we fixed him up.
So we've got 25 paintings hanging at the corner gallery, and I'm very excited about it. We're doing a opening night reception Friday night, Valentine's night. It's nice.
That'd be a nice way to
take your wife to dinner and then come to the gallery.
All right. Why did you decide, after years of doing live performances and things of that nature, being on the stage, why did you decide this is a different venue for you?
Well, and I'm still doing that. I'm still doing it. We're leaving this weekend for Florida to do a performance. And I think part of it was the idea that it's a stressor. It's a stress reliever.
Very good.
Not unlike learning to play the guitar some years ago or learning to strum the guitar. It was just something when you get home off the road and being on the road.
Being being on
and in front of an audience. That's a lot of people don't understand how stressful that is. And I was doing for 20 years, I did almost 200 performances a year. And anyway, James Best, my old friend Roscoe, used to encourage me to paint, and I didn't think anything about it. And then when he passed away, I got thinking about it one day and went and bought some paints and tried it, and didn't like the watercolor, and then I progressed on to acrylics, and then I did the oil, and the oil really became appealing to me. And I've gone back to acrylic quite a bit now because I enjoy the fact that you can get it on canvas and the next day it's ready to go.
All right. And let's take a look at some of the work that we got some pictures, and we're going to start with one called Wet and Red.
Yeah, you can see all the red in that painting, and that's an acrylic, and but the umbrella led me to call it Wet and Red because it's obviously raining.
You're drawn to that umbrella.
Yes, it's a center point of the painting, and we've had some great interest in that painting already.
And the next one we have up is called Spring A-Bloom.
Spring A-Bloom. I like doing a lot of color, and of course that is sort of Bob Rossi. Happy little tree. And, but I started with that style of Bob Ross, and then I created that one myself with a whole lot of color there, and I like that very much. Some people like a lot of color, some people like more stark paintings.
And the next one we have up is Turbulence.
Yeah, Turbulence.
Oh, look at that.
That's a little 11 by 14 painting, and there's a lot of question about that, whether it's capsized boats or boats upright or what is it. And like most paintings, it's left to your own interpretation.
Just let your imagination run there.
Yeah.
And the next one we have is South Holston.
South Holston. That came from a photograph somebody took and had posted on Facebook, and I wrote them and I said, "Do you mind if I do my interpretation of this picture?" And they said,
I've seen South Holston like that, and you captured it very well.
Yes.
You really have. And the last one we have here is Highland Stream.
Highland Streams, and that is actually, I had taken a few lessons online, and then I did my own interpretation of a lesson. And if you look at the reflection in the water there, the water is actually plain canvas.
Oh, wow.
And but when you
the light.
When you bring that down, when you bring the reflections down onto the canvas, it creates the water look, and I like that painting very much. It's one of the larger ones in the gallery.
It is the largest.
And we do have one here behind us as well.
This is also of South Holston.
Right.
And my old fly fisherman buddy Tim Landis took that photograph, and I saw it and I said, "Tim, do you mind if I paint a picture of that?" And he said, "No." So this is called Tim's View. And
that's a good office to work in.
Yes, that is a wonderful office, and my friend Tim Landis, I give him credit for the idea.
All right. Thanks for stopping by today.
Thank you.
Dean,
and I thank my
friend
Dean.
Our pleasure.
Folks, it's coming up. Experiential Improvisations.
Oh,
the reception is Friday. It's big. We couldn't let you go without saying that. We got all the information right there. It's at the Gallery at Barr Photographics.